Aqua gang in this thing. What do you do, you guys? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general message for my beautiful Aquarian soul family, my Aqua gang in this thing. Hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I most certainly am. Holy angels and spirit guides, please give us exactly what it is that we need to know in regards to the energy showing up for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Please keep in mind that the messages are general, you guys, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force anything to fit. Cross watchers, you're welcome here as well. If you happen to be dealing with an Aquarius, getting ready to deal with an Aquarius, okay? Just place yourself where you belong in this storyline. Take a moment and like the video, guys. How we donate to the channel energetically. And it's also how we are found and discovered on this platform. We want our gang to continue to grow, so go ahead and smash that like button, okay? Shoot me a little comment down below. A little, hey girl, hang on me room. Say it, right? Whatever you want to add about the reading, you can feel free to put it down there below as well. I'm feeling a little fidgety, okay? So picking up on somebody's energy, there's some nervousness going on, okay? This is like either the death of the past, death of past habits, death of a past situation, death of a past way of doing things, right? There's a death going on here, you guys, okay? After death comes rebirth. Somebody is being forced to mature here is what I feel like is going on. But I feel fidgety, okay? There are a lot of questions that this person has for you specifically that I don't think they're asking outright. They're embarrassed, this one. Okay? So I'm almost getting the image of like a duck that looks like it's gliding across the water easily, like nothing is bothering it. But underneath, the feet are going fucking crazy. Right? So this is like all things hidden under the surface. This feels like something that someone that you were either loosely involved with. This could be somebody from the recent past. If it's the distant past and this is something that you deaded a long time ago, I feel like this could be somebody coming back around. I don't know if they're here to make amends, but I feel like this person needs you to get to the next phase of this awakening. Okay, of this, they have transformed, right? We have the death card here, but they need you, or they either have to come in and apologize. Okay, if you're still in communication with this person, meaning like you're still loosely involved, this is somebody who like changed for you. This is old news is how I'm hearing this though, you guys. I have to be very honest. So that could be where my nervousness is coming from, like this fidgety energy. This person feels all over the place because I think this is somebody who wants to come in and reignite, rekindle, reconcile, whatever this might be. They're hoping that you don't have many questions for them. This is somebody who wanted to be able, okay, so with the crystal joining us on the table, I feel like this is someone who wanted to be able to move beyond the things that they've done. Okay, they have learned the lessons. I feel like they're experiencing some level of karma. There's an apology of sorts here, for sure. But they want to come in and not really have to explain what happened or what they did. So there is this energy of this person not wanting to take full accountability because they're embarrassed. Okay, this is somebody who you were dealing with maybe when the two of you were really young, or they were extremely young-minded. Okay, very immature. They allowed their immaturity to blind them, in a sense, to the lessons that you were here to teach them. Yeah, I don't get that this was a connection that was supposed to die the way that it did. Okay, it could have had a really dramatic death, or it will. Keep in mind that my readings are fluid, right? In time, they're timeless and they're fluid. So this could be something that you are experiencing now, something that's unraveling now, or something that has unraveled here in the past, or something that will be unraveling in the future. So it's almost like this person is wanting like credit. They are wanting credit for the changes, but these are changes that this person made that should have happened a long time ago. But they're also changes that and lessons that they learned that they didn't have any choice, right? Like the death, there's no free will in this. So it's like you would be the first to make me want to change, but did they really want to, or were they forced to? And I almost get this person trying to save face as well. They may have lost a lot. Okay, there may have been a lot of things that they had to bury. That ego for sure, but there's something attached to it, something that they would have valued a lot. This could be money, right? This could be a source of income. This could be just how they were living, like their lifestyle. This could be looks in a certain aspect, right? This person could be getting older or something to that effect, right? Like there's something that they no longer have. So the longer it's been since you have been connected to this person or have seen this person, the more dramatic, the more dramatic you're going to be able to see the changes in them. This could be like physical changes too. You could literally see that this person it looks like they've died a death of 1,000 cuts. So they're a little bit insecure. That could also be where the nervousness is coming in. This person did some really fucked up shit in the past, I feel, okay? With this how old are you card, I feel like they may have projected the things that they were doing wrong onto you to make it seem like you were overreacting or you were the one that was being immature for trying to hold them accountable or for having your guards up. Yeah, when they, in all actuality, were the ones acting out, okay? Yeah. This could be somebody who never wanted to explain themselves in the past, but because this death card came out of nowhere, you could have been the catalyst to whatever this transformation is, or you will be, right? Losing their shit literally is how I'm hearing it. So like not just losing their mind, they're losing like their stuff that they really hold dear to their heart or stuff that they actually place their value in. They're losing it. This is a part of their karma. This person is being broken down. Yeah. And these are lessons that they should have learned a long time ago. They're being placed in a position to have to mature fast, but not at their own will. It doesn't feel like it, y'all. Okay. It's like we all have free will, but these changes that are occurring, they don't have any control over that. They have control over themselves, meaning how do they plan to get back on their feet? How do they plan to get into the next phase, right? Because the death is one thing, but there is more work to be done in order to have the rebirth. So like with the why in the reverse, I feel like this is somebody in the past who didn't want to be questioned. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want advice. This could be somebody who was really cocky. Okay. Really cocky, but very immature. So like when you would question this person, they would throw tantrums, right? Or if you would call them out on certain things, make them feel stupid, that sort of thing, they would get extremely immature, very vindictive, very petty. I feel like some of this is coming to their attention now, or it's being forced into their dreams, into their subconscious. A lot of this is coming to the forefront. Things that they've done to you specifically, okay? Out of immaturity. Very cocky motherfucker. This person is very cocky. They'd like to look at it as confidence, but it wasn't. It was more of a defense mechanism. With the guards on duty, it's like they use this cocky, sort of holier than thou energy as a way to guard their insecurities, and they never wanted to be in the position to have to explain themselves. Yeah, it was a way of keeping themselves in control of their emotions more than anything. But now here they are in a position needing to explain some things to you. This person actually needs you. They don't get to move into the phase of a new beginning or the rebirth. They owe a lot of karmic debt here, and it has to do with explaining themselves. Taking accountability verbally is how I'm seeing this. Answering questions for somebody who never felt like they needed to answer to anybody, even when they did some bullshit, even when they did fuck up, they never felt like they had to answer, or they never really wanted to. These are lessons from the past that are now revisiting them, and they cannot move. They can't move until they clear up this karmic energy. So I feel like this person has a lot of apologies, a lot of explaining to do. I'm hoping that they don't move in with this kind of energy, which for me does feel a little bit manipulative, because they were forced to change. These changes were forced upon them, but I almost get this person wanting to make it seem like they did it for you when they didn't really have a choice. I also get this as the energy of somebody who potentially wants this connection back in their life, like full time, or they want something deeper with you. But I feel like it is coming on the strength of them feeling extremely insecure. They need something, right? They lost out on a lot of shit. So it's almost as if they're trying to reestablish this sense of hierarchy, right? They're trying to reestablish their hierarchy in confidence by way of a relationship. You may have a lot to this person, or you may be able to really help them reestablish footing in the areas of life in which they've been losing at. Okay, that feels very opportunistic. That's not for all of you, right? But there is a reason to question why this blast from the past would all of a sudden be wanting to come back around. And they're going to be very different. They're going to look very different. They're not going to look as healthy as they used to. They're not going to look as fine as they used to. They're not going to look as confident as they used to. They've lost that. So for me, that does give me pause, because they seem to have such a heavy focus on you and coming towards you. And then for them to have this phrasing, you see what I'm saying, where the changes, the things that they lost out on was going to happen either way. It's not something that they necessarily did for you particularly, right? Specifically. So I'm not saying you should be concerned, but I am saying you should keep your good eye on this, okay? Don't move too fast into this, even though this person might suddenly try to come in and really, I'm hearing like spoon feed you, you know? Sweet talk you. Say things that maybe they never said before, right? Get back in your good graces. Look, we have bad health. You can't make it up, guys, right? This person is down bad. And for some of you, you're not even going to be able to see it. It could just be internally. This could be a spiritual warfare that this person is experiencing. They are experiencing a severe downgrade. And I feel like they're looking to get themselves back up. You see, with this official person, they're trying to link up with multiple people. This could be like a new friend group. This could be multiple partners that they're dating. They need help in order to reestablish their hierarchy. This person has lost a lot. They're no longer in high standing as they used to be. This does feel to have to do with like some form of spiritual ranking, like I said, but this is somebody who was really on top of the world, but I feel like they lost out on a lot. Yeah. And I also feel like they used to get a lot of attention, but now they don't. Look at the difference between this official person and this. I feel like that is how this person is being portrayed, not just by you, but by multiple people. They're not getting the accolades. They're not getting the praise anymore. They could have had a bout, a health scare. Something that led them to, led to humbling them is what I'm hearing. Okay, they've been humbled severely. But again, I feel like they're trying to reestablish their worth, because now we have sudden wealth on this side and great fortune, right? On either side of these two, I feel like they're trying to establish their worth, their footing in this hierarchy. They're trying to get that back by way of relationship. And it could be multiple people, y'all. Just keep that in mind, right? Like, they are supposed to be on a mission to fulfilling this karmic debt, but I just don't know if this person is truly, I don't know if they're truly leaning into these lessons the way that they're supposed to, okay? I feel like these changes have only ramped up the energy, the toxicity that they may have had internally already, right? It almost gives the energy of this person feeling like they can regain control by doing things a certain way. And with the Lovers here, this could be them trying to reestablish, regain their footing, their confidence, right? That cockiness, that swag, that, you know, that holier than thou, that they need that back. They feel like they can get that by way of establishing some kind of a partnership, okay? Even if you don't feel like you have a lot more than this person. And we're not just talking money, you guys, okay? This is energetics. This is energy transferring. They lost a lot. They're not willing to tell people though, okay? This is somebody who's going to come in, a very smooth talker, let me just tell you. Very charismatic. This is somebody who knows how to save face. They know how to wear a mask. We saw that false person card come out. And you saw how they had me put it back in the deck. Like, this person knows how to put on a good face to make it seem as if they're okay, but they're not. And they're desperate. This person is desperate. Let me just warn. This feels more like a warning than anything, y'all. I'm not going to lie. Let's look at their underlining energy in terms of this person. What's really hidden behind this mask? Now, don't get me wrong. I do feel like they're going to come in explaining some shit that they've done in the past, right? But they're not really being upfront with what their motives are moving forward. And that's really what you're needing to keep your good eye on. This is somebody who is hoping that if they start answering questions that you would have had for them in the past, and if they start doing things that they never would have done in the past, that they can like sort of maneuver and finesse their way back in with this Lovers card. I almost get this person coming in. They're going to ask you out on a date for sure. The Lovers right next to bad health also gives like somebody who might be coming in like love bombing. They are hiding the motive though. They're hiding what they're actually going through. We have you deserve love. You are lovable. And then we have pay attention to the red flags that came out in the reverse. So you can't make it up, right? Like behind the mask, this person is trying to hide their actual reasoning for showing up here. But they're coming in with very loving energy, is what I will say. Romantic feelings, wanting to re-get to know each other. They may even speak about spirituality. They might tell you that, you know, they finally figured out that you're the one. Lots of flirty energy, tons of passion, okay? This person may move towards you with more sexually charged energy. So that's also something to keep your good eye on. I'm not calling you stupid, y'all. I'm not. Of course you're not. You're very smart. But just keep in mind, bear in mind that you're dealing with a trickster. This gives trickster energy. Yeah, see? We have soulmate, okay? At the bottom of the deck is honesty. And I don't think that they're being fully honest, right? This is the type of person who is like, well, if I omit what's going on, then I'm not actually lying. But to omit information is a lie. We have adventurous. I see them coming towards you with a good time. I'm not going to lie. Okay. All kinds of shit. Dates. This could be stuff that y'all talked about a long time ago, or things that this person may have never been open to before that they're actually doing now, you guys. Okay. Open came out in the reverse, but I feel like it's plopping into the upright. The energy feels extremely desperate. And for my hands to be shaky and me to feel so shaky prior to coming in, but then also getting that analogy of the duck gliding across the water. They're trying to keep it smooth, keep it cool, right? Keep a cool face, keep a cool front, a poker face. Yeah, I feel like Spirit is trying to warn you so you don't get yourself wrapped up in some shit that is not even for you, for real. Look, you are stunning. We also have playful here again. Very flirtatious energy, lots of compliments, right? And with the intent to make up. I'm hearing like kiss and make up. Bottom of the deck, we have inner child and we have visitor. The immaturity is still lurking. It's still lurking here. But with this adventurous card, I feel like this person is going to try to feed your inner child, right? Come in as fun, flirty, nice, you know, fabulous. They are coming in to suggest a commitment, but you don't see what's lying underneath the surface, you guys. Look, the immaturity is still there, okay? It is. This person is literally in shambles. They are. They're hiding it very well. Children can also signify like a level of innocence. So they could speak of like being immature in the past because they were young and they've learned all of this after all of this time, depending on how long it's been since you've known this person, right? That they've completed this cycle. Lots of flirtatious energy, you guys. Very flirty. Very sweet. They may come in bearing gifts as well. There's also an apology here. It all feels very tempting. I'm not going to lie, right? Like I said, I'm not calling you stupid. I'm not. But this is somebody that you would have once truly wanted things to work with. Okay? This is not just like a one-off random. This is a lesson from your past as well. We have anger that came out in the reverse. So I feel like for the majority of you, an allotted amount of time has passed for you to get over whatever would have created the demise of this, right? Or at least this person is hoping so. What are their greatest fears? What are their fears for the future? What do they fear the most? Being left out in the cold, rejection. With the coffin here, this person they need someone. They need to tether their energy to someone, more notably someone who is higher up in ranking spiritually, okay? I feel like they've been waiting. Yeah, they're feigning this innocence, right? And they're also using this sense of nostalgia, you guys. Lots of playful energy. You cannot make it up. This is very much so trickster energy. I would be very careful and mindful in terms of any dealings with this person, right? They're on a mission is what I really should say. And it's so odd because for somebody to be losing everything, they're still not learning correctly. We have divine feminine or masculine in the reverse. This could be twin flame for some of y'all, but not all of you, okay? You awakened before them if you identify as the twin flame. This is something that you would have already known. You've done the work. Okay, this twin has been holding on to an outdated way of doing things and being. They've been holding on to the way that they used to do things that made them feel the highest, that made them feel like that guy, that girl, right? That made them feel like they were in the most control, even though trying to hold on is literally making everything in their life crumble. They're still not getting it. They are still not getting it. And they're hoping that they can tether their energy back towards you, a divine connection. This connection was divinely guided, you guys, okay? Regardless of all of the challenges you would have experienced with this person, you were supposed to, this was supposed to happen. They're needing to recharge. They're needing this glow up. They're trying to get it by way of passion. And they may be talking to multiple people, multiple exes, but you are on their radar. You're the one that they're working on the most, and you're the one that they're holding on to for dear life. I mean, hanging on. Yikes. And I'm wondering if this is past energy, because it could be, right? Like this could be the lessons of this person from the past. This could be their past energy in terms of them trying to come back prior to fully awakening, right? Prior to fully going into doing the work that you've already done. This could be past energy. It could be, but not necessarily. Okay. It doesn't feel like that for all of you. You have to be very honest. This is somebody who's been able to get away with this shit for so long, right? We have the thief card right in the middle of the fucking reading, right? They got some big cojones with the way that they've been moving in life. This is the first time that things have actually been coming to a head for them. But they're still not scared, right? Like this is somebody who's still very much so confident that they'll be able to rectify the situation without having to go through the avenues in which they really should be going through in order to have what they want, okay? They're willing to steal it, essentially. And this is what they've been trying to avoid. Okay? So this definitely feels like a warning, you guys. Spirit is trying to get you ready for whomever this is. This person had a big influence on your own transformation, your own awakening. You truly love this person, okay? This is somebody who you would have given the shirt off your back to. This is somebody who you would give your left rib to, whoever this person is, okay? They're coming back full steam, full force ahead, but it is a test. And I would not take this lightly, right? I mean, we could sit here all day and look at these cards and clearly see, right, that this is a setup, that it is a setup for entrapment into a cycle that you've already completed, into a lesson that you've already fucking learned, right? Somebody trying to get you to do their work for them, okay? Because we saw the work card. You've done the work. This is somebody who is trying to trick you into doing their work with them. Willingly. So it's like Spirit is trying to get ahead of this, okay? Trying to get 10 steps ahead. And it feels so tempting because of the level of this connection, right? And just how much it meant to you, just how much this person meant to you. This almost gives somebody who's willing to say whatever, do whatever, right? To get what it is that they want. And this is going to shock you. This is going to surprise you. You may actually feel sorry for this person. Like I said, for some of you who see them looking withered or looking like they're down bad or looking much different, right? You're going to be able to literally see on their person the energy being taken from them, meaning they don't have access to certain people anymore, yourself included, right? It looks like they've had a hard, long life. But you loved this person wholeheartedly. It was never, it was very genuine. It wasn't shallow, right? So you almost might be in the position of wanting to help them, right? You have accepted them for who they are this entire time. And because it's such a spiritual connection in the past, I feel like this person also had this sort of ick around them in terms of their energy, you guys, right? Spiritual energy specifically. And you were willing to work with this person, right? Help them, nurture them. You were willing to wait for them. And for some of you, maybe you did for a short amount of time, but they were never willing to do the work. And here we are again. They've been holding on to your energy for dear life. So I feel like nobody has ever really loved them the way that you have. We have opposites attract. So you've always noticed that this person was very different from you, but there was always still something that, I keep hearing the word tethered, right? Tied the two of you together. There's always been this pull. You've taken a new direction and you have learned this lesson, but now here we are, right? And it is because this person, this twin, especially if it's a twin flame, y'all, their shit is coming to a head. They can't get away with the things that they have been getting away with, right? Like, it's not working anymore. Their magic is wearing off. Their juju is wearing off. The same way that they were able to finesse situations, you know, lie, kill, and steal their way into new cycles, into new situations. None of that shit is working. And because you are one of the strongest spiritual connections that they've ever felt in their life, right? The most challenging, but the strongest, and you poured in the most, you accepted the most, right? Like, that's not to insult you. That's just to let you know that you cared and you genuinely, wholeheartedly wanted to see the best for this person, even though they may have fucked you over numerous amounts of time, right? You always, yes, they made you very angry. They may have broken your heart. They may have done some really fucked up shit, but you always forgave, right? Like, you forgive and forgive and forgive. So they're coming back to where they get nursed back to health with this bad health card, right? And that definitely signifies that signifies a twin, right? Twin energy. One of the most painful relationships that you can go through, one of the most challenging, and one of the most, and it could be the connection that you're just unable to explain to anybody, because nobody will get it unless they've gone through it, right? We have miraculous. So this person is definitely looking for a miracle. Their old ways of doing things is not working. So I heard they could be going towards multiple people. You're going to be the last resort, the last stop. And it is because nothing else is working. This is very desperate energy, you guys. And I'm not going to lie, I almost feel sorry for this person, because it's like you've already gone through the death and now they're just kind of hanging in the balance with all of these challenges and really, you know, self-inflicted poverty. They're losing everything. They're not really hanging on or doing the work. Hanging on to the lesson is what they really should be holding on to. But they're holding on to that ego instead, right? That pride instead, that old way of doing things instead. Could be a fixed sign. That doesn't make it right, right? Like, they could be another Aquarian such as yourself. Yeah, so for some of you, right, if you really go internally, you may have thought that you got over this person, but I feel like you may have avoided some things within this lesson, which is why it's showing back up. That doesn't mean that you have to relearn the lesson or be re-traumatized. None of that, right? Look at awakening right behind the temptation card. This is just another, this is your portal to the next round. You know, it's going to be important to note that this is something that's coming back around if it hasn't already. This is a wildly tempting offer, and it might actually surprise you, some of the desires that come back up or some of the emotions that come back up, even though you have awakened. Okay, so just understand what's ahead. Let's hop over to the extended. We're going to see where this is really going. Okay, we're going to unpack everything. We're going to see what karma this individual is actively trying to avoid and trying to set you up to take on with them, because I do feel that heavily. We will see if they have already transformed, right? If this person has already began their level of ascension into this awakening, if they've already began ascending, then at least we know that this this might have been past energy, but I don't feel that a great deal. I have to be honest, okay? We're going to see their purest intentions for the connection moving forward, so you can see what type of time they're on and if this feeling that I'm getting of ulterior motives is real, okay? This could be an illusion for sure. It could be the trust issues from the past creeping up on your end, okay, or energetically from your side. And if that is so, then they will show us that, okay? We'll see what their intentions initially were versus now, okay? That'll give us a good idea. We'll see their next steps, okay? And then we will see what the potential outcome is, the best possible outcome. Whether you decide to re-engage this or not, we need to see, right? Like, what would you be setting yourself up for, good or bad? What is the potential for longevity? Is this actually going somewhere? Or is this just a test like I feel? Okay, so we're going to really dig in and get some answers for that. And then we will see what your lesson was in all of this, which is the why. This is why it had to happen. Learning that lesson with the lessons from the past, making sure you've learned it, is going to enable you to close this out for once and for all, especially if that's something that you desire. And then we will look into the new. Okay. Only the good, only the new. We'll get details on the new person so you can have all of the information necessary and see if that's actually something that you want to entertain or if you should just focus on your money, okay? We'll pull advice, we'll pull time frames for both old and new. So without further ado, click the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I'm going to put the link for the extended reading down below in the description box. I know I'm going to see y'all over there, so let's go.